You know, I really love it when you're sitting here working on something for about an hour, hour and a half, and then the power goes out, and because the power goes out, your recording software can't manage to save any amount of your, production or your construction or your anything that you've been doing. So you guys are probably going to be like, "Holy crap, you built a bit," and you're like, "Yeah, you're right. I was recording all of this and getting it all set up and ready to go, and we had another video just about done, and then boop." I don't know what it is lately, but it is just what it is. Hello, everybody. This is Frogman. Welcome back to Factorio Space Age. Yes, really, we didn't do a whole heck of a lot. Last episode, we built a bunch of greens. We got a bunch of green going. Green has been running decently well. The reds are running decently well. And since we got some of the basic stuff automated, I think we left off with having the inserters and the better Mark II crafters and a couple other things going. I went ahead and made just a little bit more automation. So we went ahead and built a little bit of a belt automation here because we do have access to the red stuff now. There is a bit of ammunition and grenades going on up here because this is about as easy as you're going to get it to work, at least with this mess. And we need this kind of stuff in order to be able to take care of our neighbors, which was part of the last episode, which I'm very kind of sad about. And yeah, it is what it is. We cleared out a couple of bases because they were starting to become a little bit of a pain in the butt. But we'll give them a little bit. They'll come back. We'll have to deal with them later. We're also, let's see, down here crafting a couple of other things. We have a reasonable stockpile, or at least a construction of steel furnaces, and I have upgraded all of the furnace arrays up here to steel furnaces, as well as extend on the iron, and I've added in a little bit of red belting just to make some of this stuff work. Again, this might look like it's really organized to y'all, but this is literally how I do organic kind of growth, because here I needed green circuits and I didn't feel like running the green circuits through the mess over here, so I stole them off of this, dumped them in underneath over here. And well, you kind of look at the rest of this stuff. We're building this because we can do this, because we can do this. Currently, it looks like we just got one of the things that we needed, which was going to be rail signals. I am slowly but surely grinding through some of the green stuff so that we can start our next project, because our next project, I guess at this point in time, is going to be oil. So I'm going to go throw those down because I like to have my signals automated. I tend to use a fair amount of them, and then we'll go from there. I'll probably rip this out and see if I can't squeeze this in a little bit tighter now that I don't need all of this extra space. So I'll do a little bit of work and I'll be right back. Okay, that should have been the last little bit of stuff to go through. We have everything up to, well, at least the point where we can actually kind of do some things. So we now need to go, according to be able to unlock the next part, mine oil, which we should be relatively able to do. I'm just currently crafting up a couple of pump jacks up here real quick. All we need to do, I suppose, is drag some power over to that area and then decide how we're going to make this whole idea work. Before we get too far down the road, I'm going to have to start thinking about how I want to get the Rex, like I said, this blueprint started, at least our smelting array started, so that I can start doing some of this other stuff down here. But I think, given where we're sitting, I might try to say that oil will live down here, because there seems to be some coal over here. If we need to go grab it, we're going to need oil for coal for plastic. We'll need iron for a couple of things, so we might try to utilize that coal as far as some of this goes. Yeah, I think we'll probably build the oil in right here, depending on how ugly some of this stuff is. But I do love big, flat, wide open maps. There's not a whole heck of a lot you're going to have to worry about when things go to do things. So we do have some rail signals being constructed. Again, it's one of those deals I make a lot of. I'm going to have to probably handcraft a couple of these other things that we just picked up. So that should be those guys, and the fluid wagon. But let's go put those down. We need to make some tanks. Kind of running out of space again. This is the fun part of being to try to build in a little bitty spot like this. I probably should have put them over here, but hey, who knows? Sure. I'll worry about that in just a second. Actually, we're just gonna have to go ahead and craft them. How many do we need? We need a little bit of iron plate. I can grab some of that, and then we're gonna take a drive or a walk or a thing over to that area. Can I get? Yeah, one more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. All right. So I'm gonna let the sun come up, so that we can go over there and try to figure out what that all looks like. Plus, I'd kind of like a few more of those and a few more of... Well, I do have a plenty decent amount of stuff down here. Lovely. Go ahead and make us some parts, and then we'll go. So, yeah. Okay, it's time to go do the thing. Let's grab us a telephone pole. I really need to redo these, but we'll start, like, right there. And I think we'll just maybe run straight to the wall over by where these guys are, and then go up clear to the edge. That way we have a place to see things. Can I get the first one? No? Right there? Yes? Okay. Where is your car? Can you be careful enough to drive straight that direction without getting too screwed up? Have some bullets just in case. And to you, we're gonna just drive that way. Maybe. So this should be our current oil, or at least the closest oil we've got. And I don't really think we're going to have too much of a problem at this point with the neighbors. Granted, like I said, y'all kind of didn't get to see it because I lost all of that footage, but we did have to kill a set of them here, and a set of them like right here, and a couple of them down here because we were starting to get close because of our pollution. We're going to have to probably take care of this batch here fairly soon, and I might just gather these ones up on the way by, but yeah, for the most part, everything up here is all desert, so this is just going to keep spreading and get worse and worse and worse, whereas we do kind of have a small-ish forest down here that is slowly eating up our pollution, which is helping, but not much. Anyhow, we need to go ahead and put these down. There should be 11 of them. Either that or I miscounted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The other one is right there. Ah, okay. Okay, and we'll put that right here. I say we probably will build the station, train station somewhere on this side. Apologize for the darkness. But we just need to mine oil so that we can then bring it back and play with it. So we're going to take our tanks, wherever I put them. Those can go right there for right now, and I'm so good at this game. And rotate that. Okay. Eventually, I'm just going to try to get everybody on a single pipe somehow and go from there. That looks pretty decent. We'll go ahead and put down some power poles and get this thing going. Bump-a-da-dump. Oh, just too far away. Do that. That. Can you get there? No. I mean, we do have big power poles, but hey. Whatever. Put one right there. We have all the steel in the world to do the things. Okay. So that should produce... What was this one going to produce? Total capacity yield is going to be just under 1,500%, excuse me, which means we should be able to reasonably quickly fill up most of this. Did I make one? I think I did, right? Now the pipe mechanics have changed. It seriously changed in this last update. I do believe they've made it to where the stuff teleports pretty much from point A to point B through the pipe. So when you're looking at certain things, it's not necessarily exactly what's going on. And again, like saying with various other other games, this is probably my preferred method for messing with fluids because of how Factorio works over other games like Satisfactory. But anyhow, we're gonna go ahead and click on the button. That should have given us the ability to now craft some stuff and things for the processing capabilities. Plus, we're going to be able to get into solid fuel, which, depending on how much oil we have, we'll probably get right into that. But now that I've got that going, I mean, I could just plummet back, but I might not. Now, we're going to have to do some serious thinking about this because we are going to have a problem with the neighbors. So, say we put about 4 of these down here, kind of like this, and we'll put in a few of these just for now, and then I'm going to put a few of them up here as well. And do the same thing. Okay. Like it. Alright, let's go see how bad this one little base is down here. See if we can't handle it with just the car and ourselves and a couple of grenades. Wow, I already chewed through all of that. Nice. Go ahead, put that in here. Give it a little bit of coal. And let's go see what this looks like if we can get down there. There was a base right here I tore out in the lost footage, which is kind of, again, sad, but we'll be alright. Ah, tree. Get away from the tree. Now the tree. What does this one look like? Is that a big worm already? No, it's just a small worm. I need... I don't know if I can get in there and get this one done without some turrets. If we go borrow some turrets real quick. Hang on. Bank, bank, bank. Probably should just go back to base and get some more parts. Let's go get that sorted. We're going to have to figure out how we want to get the oil back over there so we can start processing it. So I'll be right back once we get to base. Alright, so we need to gather up some parts, and I guess we'll probably try to build a rail station all the way over there. So I want some rails, and I need some parts to at least make, well, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. Yeah, we're going to be handcrafting some of this for a little bit. I understand it's going to be a little while. You need engines and steel, which we should have engines because I did need to be able to make them for my car. This is one of those kinds of things early on I just kind of craft very, very small amounts of these things because, I mean, you're only ever going to really need about a dozen trains anyway. Okay, I think it's time to start playing with some of the old blueprints from back in the day, at least some of the ones that I've managed to make sure they still kind of work. So I do a kind of a very simple rail network for the most time with my games, or at least my playthroughs. So I think we'll probably say about right here is going to be a good place for a vertical north-south thing. It should make it right past that patch of iron, so about where our character is standing right now will be great. And then what it'll do is it'll turn and go under somewhere down in here. So we'll start like this. And I'm not one to make diagonal rail networks. I hate diagonal rails. I know it's kind of one of those things, but I think we'll do about here. Can I have my book back, please? We're going to say about right where we're standing, and boof. And is that going to go through almost perfectly? Well, hey, let's do this then. Control, let's just X out that sucker, since we already have some lines there. Granted, I know I don't have any bots. That's perfectly fine. Can I have that back? Put that in here for right now. Can you line up right there? No, of course not. I managed to get it to where it didn't line up on the same tile. Interesting. Just off. Whatever, it's fine for right now. Alright, so then those will come down. Those will do the work we need to do. I'm going to go ahead and run a kind of a quick down and dirty blueprint all the way over there so we can figure out what it needs to look like. Again, I'm going to try to get oil going today. That would be absolutely wonderful if we could get that done. Somewhat squared away here. We've got a little bit of goofing we need to do. I did get a kind of started. We're just going to kind of bring it over here, loop it around, and send it back, since this will likely be a dead end connection. But we're going to do four car trains for the most part. 4-car trains are what I do for the most part. I'd rather just have more trains than longer trains, because it's kind of a pain in the butt to deal with something that's any longer than this. And for whatever reason, I managed to got the power off somewhere. Who knows? We'll live with it once we get somewhere else. Anyhow, let us go ahead. I can go and bring in the things that we need. Where are my pumps? I thought I put those down here. I need to get rid of that and that, and I need to bring in something like this. I did that. I knew I did it. Don't do those. What did I do with those pumps? There they are. Okay, cool. So I want to pump about here. Well, yeah, whatever. We'll do that. And since we don't have power, this isn't going to work. Couple of pipes. Can I get under the tracks? Just for good measure, I'm going to put one of those right there. I know that'll stop the problem from, well, the stuff from flowing. I do want to move that one over to there, and then you'll connect in here. I'm going to make sure there's a connection up there, and we also want a radar right there for when we ever get this stuff going. Alright, so what I'm going to do now, we've already got our station labeled, and the train is laid up at the station. I'm going to, I guess, get in my car, or my new car now, and lay stuff and ride it all the way back. So take it off a manual. I'll set a cargo, I'll set a destination, a schedule, right as I'm building these things, and then have them slide in to the station that they're going to be in, so that we can actually see where stuff needs to line up. And look at that, I didn't space those the same. Whatever, grab us some rails and let's go forward. Nice, and then we're going to go ahead and drop down one of these. Okay, you are going to be named oil drop off, or oil base drop off, excuse me, base oil. Thank you very much. And then you can have that added to your station of base oil drop off, empty cargo. Empty cargo's up there, and go to manual. Now you need to go to this one. Thank you, so that I know exactly where your pumps need to be. Alright, manual off, go. We're going to, that should be not too terribly in the way. I think So that should be fine. All right, get the tanks down and get your pumps down. We need 4 pumps. We'll go ahead and line these out. I'm going to do it like this time. And and we'll just do that. I think I like that. That'll work for the moment. And I guess you guys can just now let's move those up one, because I like to be able to walk around the majority of this. Oil is one of those things. It gets really annoying very quickly because you can't walk through what you're building most of the time. Actually, we can just do that. And for that matter, you can do this. That to there so you can walk through it. That to there so you can walk through it. They're all connected. Everybody should be happy. We'll put a pole there and a pole. And then I need to run the rest of the line all the way back over there and put in a bunch more stuff. So let me get to that. Alright, after a fair amount of work, we've got oil pumping finally into a train that is going to deliver it to the base. I do have just a down and dirty round track built that for the most part will do the job. There will only be one train on this for quite a while. We have a reasonable amount of resources close to us, so I shouldn't need to be too concerned about it. However, this is going to take a little while because they did change a few things as to how this works. These fluid cargo tanks, these ones now carry a fair amount of what they used to. I believe they used to carry exactly half of what they can carry now. So you kind of have to think about storing a lot more oil laying around, which is one of those things. What did I do with those tanks? I think I already used them all up and placed them down. No, we have 2 more. I'm going to go ahead and just drop 2 more of those down as a backup, and then this system will just slowly, hopefully over time, run. As soon as this fills up, we're going to go back to base, and we're going to throw down some refineries and hopefully get some plastic and some goodness going. So we do have access now to the military science stuff. We do have access now to the oil basic processing recipe right here, which we're going to be able to make in a refinery. Let's put one of those down along with one of those down so that we know where they go. I mean, I suppose I could probably just do this stuff right here for the moment, but there is no real reason to. But we're on basic oil processing, which means we're going to put oil in and get a petroleum gas out. Petroleum gas we're then going to take and turn into, well, solid fuel or whatever else we have as far as things to go. So I do need to go ahead and start plastics, sulfur, and flammables maybe. We'll go ahead and do that because I do think, I don't remember how far cliff explosives are. I should look. Maybe, I don't know. Oh, well, that's fun. Boy, I'm glad I took most of the cliffs out. Okay, cool. Well, we'll let those kind of in queue up, get to work, and as soon as this fills up, we'll head back to base and start making parts. Alright, well that's enough oil for right now. We'll let it build up. Let's get her on back to base so that we can at least start working on some of this stuff. We need to start cracking that into petroleum gas, and then once this plastics is done, we'll start working on those. But yeah, it's going to give me a little bit of stuff to build. Plus, we'll start to be able to, you know, think about making a lot larger system. And then I'm going to have to do a lot of work here, too. I mean, there's a lot of signaling and a lot of things that I need to do. Let me out. You're going to... It'll only be able to fill up 4 of these, and like I said, I believe these now hold... These hold 25,000, and these hold 50,000, so it's quite a difference in how it works, or at least how it used to work, so it's been quite fun to relearn all of the little things that exist. So I want a protection right there. And you make sure you pay attention about right there, and then I think we're okay for this loop for now. I'm just going to have to do a whole lot of signaling and a whole lot of stuff and rebuilding of the rest of this. But for now, like I said, that should be the only train we need. The ores likely are either going to come in right... I mean, like, sometimes I'll build a train yard and we'll just do a bunch of really goofy stuff. Sometimes I won't. The ores are likely going to either go right in behind this, or like I said, we're going to build this. And I have enough room in there now that I could theoretically stack a bunch of trains in behind that for right now. I think we're probably going to try to line it up a little bit further past the water, but I don't know. We'll see. Got a long time to go before that happens. We have science that is working, and we need to figure out how we want to do the next step, which is going to be a lot of fun. Where is my blueprint? Leave enough room. Oof. Alright, I gotta get to building this. Alright, we should now be able to plug this thing in and have it go to work, at least for 12 of those. They'll produce a little bit of petroleum gas for us that we'll be able to go ahead and plug into some more stuff. Plastic's finished, which means we should start to be able to do some more fun stuff like chemical science, the advanced circuits, and, you know, the wonderful good things that go with those. Let's do that. And that, I already have that in queued. I don't know what I'm doing. Once this is unlocked, I believe we can do those. Right, nice. Oh, modular armor. We may or may not. We'll see. Oh, yes, finally. Stack inserters. Cannot wait for those. Good. All right, we're going to go. I need to go craft some more stuff. I need a couple of tanks so we can store a little bit of that material. And then I need to get to crafting some plastic. We're going to leave ourselves plenty of room. Put one of those down. And then we'll let that fill. Very good. All right, first things first. I brought some coal over because I do believe that's what we need for plastic. If I can get plastic going today, I think we'll just give it a break after that. Let's see. Sulfuric acid we don't need right now. Plastic bar is coal and petroleum gas. All right, well, let's go ahead and figure out where we want to place these guys down. Blueprint book. We should have something for plastic, right? I believe that is plastic for the moment, and I'm going to go ahead and just kind of say right about there, since plastic is one of the biggest things we're going to care about right off the bat. So yes, and then I just go ahead and stamp those down. We'll just do the bottom row for right now. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter. We don't have a massive amount of production, and you guys are just going to go out the side. I'm allowing this to be like this in case I need to get through here, so I can take these belts off and go that direction with it. You know, like that, so that this can go on through, or we'll have... I've got to figure out how I want to build my... I should actually be doing this a little better. Let's do it this way. You come over here, and then we'll run the bus for that, like so. And that way, that'll let me do this. Still a little close, isn't it? I'd really like to be able to walk through things. For you, we'll bring you out right there. There you go. And then you can go that way, and then we'll build a, like I said, we'll build a kind of a little bitty doohickey that goes like that. And it can go there and fill the rest of this stuff up, and you guys get sorted. And all I need to do is throw some inserters down. Power this up. away we go. And we now have plastic bars. Nice. All right, cool. And with just in time, we now also have the advanced control circuits, which are going to be a royal pain in the butt to make. But we'll get there. Let's see. We need a fair amount of stuff, as always. I think for now, though, that should be enough for me to be able to kind of play around and have a little bit of fun. I need to go get some belts and run them kind of this direction so that we can start feeding this new resource into the system. I'll probably go ahead and just fill these all out and probably make a few other things. Now, granted, we'll probably start pushing things onto, well, I'm for sure going to probably start pushing through things onto solid fuel, at least for the trains, because it for sure makes them go a heck of a lot faster. You have a long time to wait, don't you, buddy? Yeah, you're going to be over there a while. These are pretty slow, and until we get some mining productivity, this is going to be really slow. We'll probably need to go look for a new thing sooner rather than later. I'm afraid they're going to be quite a distance away. But anyhow, I will see you all later. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.